What's going on YouTube? Just hanging out down here in the bait bunker and thought I'd make a quick video about what I think one of the biggest struggles in fishing happens to be. And for me, it's terminal tackle storage. So I'm going to make a quick video here, show you two different terminal boxes that I've used over the years. One that I've used for probably 4 or 5 years, and then the one that I switched to this year. And I'll just give you kind of my thoughts on both of those. Hopefully the information helps you guys out, and hopefully it makes your decision a little bit easier. I think staying organized on the water is super important, especially when you're fishing in tournaments, or you're under a time frame. If you're out fun fishing, maybe it's not as important, but when you're under a clock and you got to do things a little more quickly, I think having that terminal tackle organized is a super important thing. It's something that I've struggled with for years, something that I kind of continue to struggle with, but I think overall I've got a pretty good handle on it now. So without further ado, I'll flip this camera around and I'll show you guys the two boxes that I've been using for the past couple of years. As you guys can see, I've got two different terminal boxes here on the table. The first one is the Bass Mafia terminal coffin, and then over here on the left, we've got the Plano Edge. These are both 3700 size boxes, so from size standpoint, they're the exact same profile, 3700. We'll take a look at the Mafia box first. I think right off the bat, you'll notice, traditional two-latch system. You'll notice the heavy-duty rotomold plastic that Mafia is known for. These things are indestructible, you guys. I don't think these can be broken, to be perfectly honest with you. But two-latch system, heavy-duty gasket. Try to zoom in on that a little bit so you guys can see it. There's a pretty decent look at it right there by my thumb, but pretty wide, pretty heavy duty gasket. Going to keep all the water out. Never had any water in this box. I used it for 4.5 seasons, so no issues there. I'm almost positive that you get 3 of the tungsten weight boxes in these. I think I've got one rattling around up in my boat somewhere with some weight still in it. The plastic lids just slide on and off, and then what I did is I just labeled them by size so I could tell what I was looking at all times. Then with these, you're going to get 3 of the slotted hook keepers. You just kind of lay your hooks down in there in between the foam slots, keeps everything organized, keeps them from rattling around in the boat. And then I actually took the foam out of one for miscellaneous stuff, mostly punch skirts, things of that nature. And then for storage, all you really get is that first row. You can set those dividers up however you like and put what you want in there. I think that's probably, as I set the camera down here, I'll try not to bump you around too much, but I think my biggest issue with the terminal coffin is just the lack of storage up in this section of the box. I always kind of found myself wanting more out of this box in terms of this area. It does a great job with the weights, does a decent job with the hooks, but this area is just a little bit lacking. So that's probably my biggest complaint. So close that one up. And we'll get a look at the Plano Edge box. Everybody knows how the Plano Edge system works. It's the one hand open. The latch runs all the way across the front. We've all seen that. We don't need to spend a bunch of time on it. Then you get your 3 tungsten weight holders up top. I have them labeled by size. You get 3 of these large containers. I have worm hooks set up in them right now, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0. You can see I'm fairly depleted on some of the stuff. It's the end of the season here in Wisconsin, so we'll have to replenish before next season. Then you're going to get a row of these mediums, which each have 2 containers. I do drop shot weights, keep all my drop shot nose hooks, and then I keep my flipping hook. I took the divider out of the middle of this one, keep my flipping hooks in there. Down here we get a row of the small containers, just general stuff, nail weights, weightage, wacky hooks, cover shots. That's desperately low. That needs replenishment. Then I got some finessey stuff in here, hover rig type stuff, Nico hooks, keep some brass for a little bit of Carolina rigging that I do, my wacky tool, some swivels for Carolina rigging. Down on my last little thing of bobber stops here, so we'll have to replenish that. But excuse me. Overall, what I really do like is the versatility that this box offers. You can just pop these things out one at a time, crack that guy open. You can see you can fit probably a half a dozen of each size in the 3/8 and halves. For a day of fishing, I don't ever need anything more than that. With the mediums, keep, like I said, 2 sizes of drop shot hooks in here. And what I really appreciate about these containers is the individual lids on them. They just do a really great job of, I can shake this all around and everything stays where it's supposed to stay. Once in a while with the Mafia system, up in that front container, you'll get stuff spilling over into its neighboring container. It's not a huge deal, but it does happen. So I really do appreciate the lids on this system. The other thing that I do like too is that you can always remove these. So if I want to switch out, I can. Like for instance, if I'm going to go to the river, I'm probably not going to need 8ths and quarters in my drop shot weights. I'm going to need things that are much heavier to work in the current, things of that. So I can just pop that box out, throw some heavier ones in there, and away I go. So that's something I'm going to really work on next year, is getting some more of these containers and possibly even a second one of these boxes altogether, just so that I can have everything at my fingertips. I can throw my shaky heads, my tube jigs, all that kind of stuff into a box, get some more Carolina rig. Right now I'm loaded up with 1/2 ounce brass because, that's where I've been fishing at the end of the year. When I was Carolina rigging was where I'd need a 1/2 ounce. So I just kind of loaded up with 1/2 ounce brass and clackers. But again, these all pop out so easily, and you can buy extras. So it's really kind of nice from an organizational standpoint. And the other thing that I really do kind of like, I'm going to try to get these side by side, and hopefully you guys can see the difference in profile. The Plano box is so much thinner, it takes up less space. I think I could almost, you'd be a little bit taller if you put a second Plano box in, but you're going to get almost 2 Plano boxes for the space of 1 Mafia terminal coffin. So that's pretty attractive to me. I think keeping space organized and maximizing space is really important. I fish out of a 16.5-foot boat. It's got okay storage, but not great storage. So I'm always really working to maintain that and make it as efficient as possible. So yeah, that's kind of it for the terminal boxes, you guys. I hope this video helped you guys out a little bit. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are running for your terminal storage. In particular, if you're running the Busby system, let me know how that's working out for you. I've been intrigued by that one. I'd like to get a closer look at it, but for now I'm going to be sticking with this Plano series. But again, like I said, if you are running that Busby system, let me know how it's working out. I'm super intrigued by it. I've almost thought about buying one just to get a little better feel for it and see how it is. But I'd be interested to hear from you guys if you're running it. So leave some comments below, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.